Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 100 today and we are bringing up the century in proper style. We start with an away game back from the winter break in La Liga. It's Real Madrid v Barcelona. It's the top two in the league. And if we lose it, the gap's down to 2 points at the top and we'll have a proper title race on our hand. We follow it up then with the Spanish Super Cup semi-final. That's against Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby. They're just 5 points behind us as well, but they have started to falter. So two massive games, and hopefully it will lead to a final in the next episode. So if you're looking forward to that and you are enjoying the series as we reach the century mark, I'm lifting the bat and asking you to chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. It's a massive moment in this series as we want to get Real Madrid done in one season. If we can get a competition wrapped up early on and keep our authority in the league, it should be well on its way towards doing that. The problems we've got is, as well as Tarasky having a hernia, a backup right back, we are missing Matthew Laus, who's gone away for Australian international duty. He'll be missing for a few weeks now, and he's one of our superstars at the club. So this could be problematic, and it could end up being a difficult week. If we get to the final in the Super Cup, it could be three very difficult games in succession, and it could well be Barcelona twice as well, because they face Sevilla in the other semi-final. It could be a really big week. But let's go and have a look at the transfers because the window is now open. And although nothing has happened just yet, bar one under-19 leaving the club, there have been a few threats of it. So there was a rejected loan offer from our director of football for Jacobo, one of our backup midfielders. There was also a rejected loan offer for Joseba Hernandez, who is our young centre-half. And there's also Dave Classen, a £100 million Chelsea bid, but the director of football has stood strong so far. So that's the position we're in transfer-wise. In terms of the schedule, we've been brilliant. 4 games off camera before the winter break. A 4-1 win started it at home to Granada. 2 for Cesar Fernandez, 2 for Dave Classen. But it wasn't as easy as it looked. At half-time, we were 1 down, having rotated the squad. The 3 superstars came off, the 2 goal scorers and Matthew Laus. And that was the difference it made. 4 goals in half an hour, and it was over just like that. A 1-0 win away to Real Betis. An early Vitor Ferreira goal got the win there. The crucial, all-important 2-1 win at Ajax with Pelistri and Dave Classen getting the 2 goals for us. And then a 5-0 win at home to Real Sociedad. 2 early goals for Classen, 1 at the start of the first half, 1 at the start of the second. And then in the last 10 minutes, Cesar Fernandez, Adrian Molina and Facundo Pelistri made sure we got the 3 goals to make it a comprehensive win rather than just a comfortable one. But after a 3-week break, we've chosen not to play players. We've chosen not to try and get them match practice and all of that sort of stuff. We want to keep them fit because 3 games in a week, we want them to be relaxed. We want them to have a light match load and we want them to get through it. Whether that will work out and be the right decision or not, I'm not quite sure. Let's go and find out if it is. So, Sander Berger is one of the Real Madrid players. There's a few others in there as well that we recognise. This is the 11 that we've gone for today. And actually, bar the right winger where Pelistri's come in, it is our full strength 11. So we've got Peter Alken in goal, Oliveira and Davis the fullbacks with Evangelista and Militao at centre-half, Ferreira and Cobanan in the middle, Pelistri and Valaus on the right, Del Rio and Cesar Fernandez make up the rest of that 3. And then Dave Classen on his own up front. He's passed 20 goals for the season now, and there's a star-studded bench behind him if it's needed. But this is going to be our toughest test of the league campaign so far. We faltered on the road a few times this season, but we remain unbeaten. Will it be a draw, a victory, or a first defeat of the season? Let's go and find out. Well, we already know we've got history with this Barcelona side. We faced them with Tottenham in our final game in charge in the Champions League final last year. And today, there's a few recognisable names. Most notably Sander Berger, Ruben Diaz, the skipper at centre-half. Also on the bench is Milinkovic-Savic and Kaufman, who was a key player there. But it's a very good side. It's going to be a difficult test. And we know if we're anywhere short of our best, Barcelona will take advantage. So let's go and get into the first half and see if we can avoid a defeat. Well, 12 minutes on the clock. We're back with Del Rio Fernandez on the left-hand side as he storms through the defence there. Puts it into the side netting in the end. I mean, I tried to start the game on a positive mentality just to keep ourselves on the front foot. It doesn't appear to have worked out too much so far. It's been a very tight and even game. And we will drop to balanced if we need to. But for now, I'd really love to get on top. And at the moment, we're starting to do that in every aspect other than possession. It's been a very quiet first half though, not really many chances. Sort of what you'd expect between two of the top sides. A little bit cagey, a little bit hard to break teams down. And we've just sort of cancelled each other out. We're going to keep the boys motivated, get into the second half, and maybe just hope we can nick a 1-0. 0-0's not a disaster though, by any means. As we've got a throw on the right with Oliveira in an advanced position. Nearly 10 gone in the second half as the ball's into Rio Fernandez. And his header back into the box is cleared by the skipper Diaz. It's out to Vitinha on the right though. He loses out to Taylor. And now Perensen's nicked it. And they've got a 3-on-1. Where on earth has our defence gone to? The centre forward's got through. It's a good effort at goal. But it's comfortably wide of the post. They probably should have done better with the finish. But they broke away with speed. And it caused us real trouble there. As we reach the hour mark goalless, I don't know where to make the changes. The attacking players haven't come into the game much, so I'm going to drop to a balanced mentality here. And with 20 to go, I think we'll just freshen things up a little. So Vitor Ferreira will be replaced by Bentancur. And then on the left wing, Rio Fernandez on a yellow. He'll be replaced by Molina, who will be an inverted winger on attack. I don't know that I want to change the striker yet, but I will change the man on the right. Pellistri is the first backup. Chiesa the second. He comes on for the last 20 minutes. Can we nick a winner? Or can we at least avoid defeat? That's the main objective today. As Barcelona have a throw on the left. It's given to Ralph, the centre-half. Big money signing from Chelsea last season. Back to Arnold again. Long ball down the left-hand side, which Oliveira will get to first. Now, don't do anything silly with it. Plays a cheeky ball to Bentancur. Going across their own goal there. Not ideal. But Alcan clears it long to Molina. Brings it down with his chest. He surges past the defender. There's 3 in the box if he can get it in. Molina brought down by Ruben Diaz. We're going to VAR to check where it was. It definitely looked outside the box. So don't get excited about a penalty here, because I'm pretty sure this will be a free kick. And then it's just whether we can do anything about it. But the skipper Ruben Diaz, experienced now, dragged out wide. He didn't like it out there. It's going to be a free kick, is it? Yes. I mean, we could see that before the VAR check. I've no idea why we needed that. With 10 minutes to go, there have been 3 shots on target, now 4 in the whole match. As Molina gets the cross in from the corner. Cobanan's up with the keeper. And he just beats it to Cobanan's head. Fantastic goalkeeping there. And he rolls out to Ralph very quickly. Motta's clearance is intercepted. Kaufman flicks on, but only as far as Oliveira. Bentancur to Chiesa. Through ball to Dave Klaassen. Oh, just wide of the post. Probably had to take that chance in truth. And as we head into stoppage time, I think it's going to be a goalless draw. I'm sorry to disappoint because that was not an exciting spectacle. But it keeps the 5-point lead at the top. It keeps the invincible run going. And it's a really decent performance as well. We restricted them to next to nothing. And now we need to do the same, but with goals at the other end against our Madrid rivals Atletico. Well, we're back to face Atletico Madrid, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But there is some news on and off the pitch here. The first of which is interesting and probably good, I would say. If we can beat Atletico Madrid tonight, the final is in 3 days' time. And we will be facing Sevilla if we get there, not Barcelona. They lost away at Sevilla by 1-0, who make it through to the Super Cup final. And that is certainly not an expected result because the top 3 in the league, if I show you the league table, have been so much further ahead of the rest. And that's where the difficulties come. You can see Sevilla and Real Betis just sort of in their own little league for 4th and 5th place. Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid, certainly the runaway 3. We said Sevilla have got a good side. They've done well in recent competitions. And maybe this will be their season to win a competition. We'll be hoping to prevent that. But ironically, our semi-final could be harder than our final. Aside from that though, there's also a little bit of transfer news. Nothing to get excited about, unfortunately. And no sign of any offers for anyone coming in. At senior level, that is. But we have had one who has come into the club at the youth level. Moises from Levante for 175,000. I don't think he's ever played for their first team. He hasn't. He was in the B team. He's 18 years of age. I mean, he looks okay. He's got 2.5-star potential. He's got a poor personality. He's never going to make it. So it's just a youngster to beef out the squad, I think. He's certainly not going to be a superstar in the future. For us, though, we stay 5 points clear in the league because of that poor draw at the start of this episode. I'm very sorry about that. That gives me time, though, to talk to you about the last 16 draw in the Champions League. We have drawn Celtic of Scotland, which, on paper, if you were looking at it at the start of this save, looks like one of the easiest draws you could possibly get. Celtic, however, in this universe, unlike most of the others we've faced, have won 9 out of 10 titles. Only 2026 they missed out in second place. I'm presuming Rangers will have won that. They did. And they're 8 points clear again here. Just 7 points dropped all season. They've got a wonderful goal scorer up front who is a Brazilian international. They have a Brazilian international striker up front. This is not the same Celtic that start this save. This is a very top Celtic side. Let's have a look at the competition. So they've won 9 leagues. They've also, if we go and have a look at the cups, managed to win 3 Scottish Cups with 4 other final appearances. They've won 4 League Cups. Ironically, no other finals in that competition, which is a little bit weird. They've not won any European competitions, but what's the furthest they've got? So last season, they got to only the group stages. They must have been bottom of their group. The year before that, they got through to the Europa League second knockout. So actually, despite having the Brazilian international striker, maybe they're not the strongest side in the world. They haven't got past the last 16 of the Europa League at any stage. And they've not got out of the groups of the Champions League in the last 5 years or 6 years there. So maybe it's not quite as bad as we thought. I take it back. The Celtic draw could end up being a good thing. The difficulty we have, if we just go down a little bit here, is that we've got another injury or illness to Evangelista. He's just struggling to stay fit this year. And with the virus, he will miss the first game. And if we get through, he'll possibly miss the final as well. I'm just seeing if any of the senior players have got new contracts. But it doesn't look like it at this moment in time. So let's go and get through to the second game. It's Atletico Madrid we'll be facing. There's no Evangelista, so Fikayo Tomori will come in for him. We're going to have to put Hernandez in as the backup centre-half on the bench. But aside from that, it's worked out. Everyone's got a light match load. Everyone's sharpness is gradually increasing. But they're not playing any games in the 3 weeks. Seems to have worked a treat. A good draw at Barcelona. We need to be a bit more ruthless today, though. We need to be on the front foot. We need to be scoring goals. And we need to be taking our chances. Just the one change, the enforced one at centre-half. Tomori in for Evangelista. And the rest of the team is trusted to get the result against Atletico. Still no Matthew Laus, of course. He's away with Australia. But let's see how we get on in the Spanish Super Cup semi-final. And it is a very, very familiar Atletico Madrid side. We've played them already this season. We know some of the stars they've got. Most namely Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who we recognise from the Premier League. Nicolo Zaniolo. And Moreno up front, who's being linked with some of the world's biggest clubs. He's already playing for one of them. Diego Simeone still in charge. We know that, of course. It seems in everyone's save, I've seen a few of you say it in the Discord, in comments and everything, that Simeone just stays in charge for years and years and years. So I wonder what will happen in this one. If I show you that Moreno up front very quickly, he can't actually finish that well. He's probably more of a winger. He is one of the best wide players in the world. Maybe not a more natural striker, but he's playing up there today, I guess for the pace in behind to try and push us back. But they've got some stunning players, and with 10 gone, it's been a quiet first few minutes as Pino puts the corner in for Atletico. Tomori heads away as far as Fernandez. Can we counter now? Cesar Fernandez, he's got Klassen in support, lays it into him and the shot's blocked. Good defending, Pino brings it away on the counter. End-to-end highlight here, Vitinha gets back with a slide tackle. And really, it could have been 1-0 at either end. A really good start to the match. Atletico having more of the chances, so we might drop to a balanced mentality here. Because they are catching us out over the top, and we're yet to have a shot on target. Quarter of the game gone though, the score is still goalless, and we'll be looking to get on top with a slightly more cautious approach. Well, it certainly worked in terms of the stats, but not in terms of the highlights. We have seen nothing. Yet again, like the Barca game. And this is the problem when the top sides play each other. We see it in the Premier League over here, don't we? Is there's always poor games between the top sides. It's cagey, they sort of block each other out, and you don't see a lot of highlights. As Vitinha gives it to Klassen. Can we create one? One might be all we need in this game. Oliveira down the right. Not got Laus as normal in support, but Pelistri is in and he does well. Vitinha's reverse ball to Oliveira, in towards Fernandez. And it's headed away from danger. Kobanan recycles it though. Lovely 1-2 with his centre midfield partner. We'll probably start again there, will we? Kobanan finds Klassen instead. Lovely through ball towards Del Rio Fernandez. And Wan-Bissaka mops up very well. The long clearance only finds Militao though. He goes on a charge down the right. Pelistri loses out to Vitinha. And this is where we could be in trouble. Tomori's back though. He does really well there. And it finds its way to Pelistri on the right. Beats 2 sliding challenges. Twitches for Del Rio Fernandez. Beats his man Wan-Bissaka. Gets in behind. And although Godwin got a hand to his shot, he could not get enough to it. It was a thunderous effort from 8 or 10 yards. And Del Rio Fernandez, we said he's the pleasant surprise of the season, and he's been absolutely stunning. It's a wonderful strike. It really does well, and that must put him into double figures now, as Godwin's got it in goal again for Atletico. Will he go long, or will he play out from the back? He goes long, but the kick's poor. Pino manages to get on the end of it still. It's chipped through to Moreno. Not the best finisher in the world. And he's proven so there as Peter Alken is flying down to his left. Excellent save by the German number 1. And it's a corner for Pino, who has been the star man so far. Into the front post. Del Rio Fernandez, the goal scorer, heads away. Zaniolo will get there. Goes left, but he's forced backwards. Biasco picks it up and we make it Peter out. It's fantastic pressing. And we work really hard to make sure they don't go anywhere. As we've got a throw on the right. Vitinha and Oliveira playing a 1-2. That's a disgusting tackle from Zaniolo. He flew in. Frustration got the better of him. A 2-footed lunge. And the red card is out very, very quickly. Now, that might well make it harder for us to attack, because they're going to go a bit more narrow and compact now. But it certainly should help us keep this 1-0 lead. We've got to prove that's the case now. With 20 to go, we're going to replace Covenant with Bentancur. In fact, we might swap their roles as well. Bentancur's the deep line playmaker. Ferreira will be the Mazzala. In the number 10 role, I'm going to take Cesar Fernandez off. Del Rio will go into the middle. Molina over on the left-hand side. Just gives us a bit more of that narrow style as well. And hopefully will help us get on top. As we think about taking Oliveira off, he's just back from injury as well. But I haven't got anyone that really can come on for him. So for now, I'm going to leave it as is. And we'll think about another sub with 10 or so to go. As Davis is fouled down the left-hand side. Atletico, they have not changed under Simeone. 17 fouls, 3 yellow cards, 1 red. We've had no yellow cards. Less than half the amount of fouls. But they might well equalise. Oh, we have got away with murder there. Moreno has headed over from 4 yards. He just drifted off at the back post. He peeled from his marker. And he should have had an easy finish. I don't really know how he's missed it, but that's a warning at 1-0. Del Rio Fernandez is knackered, so I'm going to bring on Lautaro Martinez. Nearly bring on Chiesa by mistake there. Oh, in fact, we've got more than 3 subs. So, we'll bring on Lautaro Martinez as the number 10. We will also bring on Locatelli for Ferreira. How many more have we got? Can we take off Davis for Clayton? We can't, so there's only 4 subs. So they're the 2 we're going to make. Locatelli and Lautaro Martinez. Bags of experience coming on. Can we hold on for the 1-0 win? Wan-Bissaka's gone up front. What's going on there? I mean, he can play a bit further forward, but he's not a striker by any means. The 33-year-old Englishman has gone up front for Atletico. There's holes in the middle now. Can we exploit them? Or will it peter out? It's Peter Alken with the goal kick. Into Bentancur, who's got ages and loads of space in the middle. Oliveira gets it at right back to Pellistri. 3 inside of him if he can lay it off. He's got one up in support there in Locatelli. To Molina. Beats the fullback, who's not Wan-Bissaka now. Or it is. He's gone back to right back now. I've no idea what's going on with Atletico. Here's Davis to Bentancur. Klaassen holds it up for Pellistri. Through ball to Molina. Molina's shot straight at Godwin. But with 10 seconds to go, that might be enough to see out the time. Godwin will hoof it forward. We get it clear with Militao. Just punts it downfield. Where is that final whistle, referee? It is all over now. Tomori picks up a knock in the last few seconds. That might be a worry for the final with Evangelista out. But a 1-0 win, a thoroughly professional performance, and into the final we go. So you know what will be starting the next episode? Real Madrid v Sevilla for the first Spanish trophy of the season. It was a really good performance. We want to win the domestic treble. I've won the Champions League. I'm not that worried about it. We just didn't want to get sacked for failing to get through. If we can win the Super Cup, if we can win the league, and maybe the Spanish Cup as well, that would be absolutely fantastic. Simeone's troubled by the defeat. Tomori's out 3 to 5 days. He's probably going to miss it. Him and Evangelista both. What it means though is Sevilla will face Real Madrid, and that will be the start of our next episode. We'll have Valencia in the league just a few days later too. And we're going to have to rotate a bit for that after 3 big games in a week. So if we're going to get found out, it might be that game. If you want to find out how we get on though, and you did enjoy this episode, maybe not the most entertaining games, but thoroughly efficient. A really good performance or two there. Please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below to stay up to date for daily FM21 content. We'll have Sevilla in the first cup final of the season in the next episode to start off. And then Valencia at home in the league with a much rotated side, I'd imagine. Are we going to be able to get the result we need? We'll find out all of that next time. In the meantime, you can catch up with all the other playlists in the eye above, as well as the link to the food channel with regular videos starting from this weekend. You can find a link to the Twitch channel in the description below. If you haven't gone over yet, please do come and follow me there for regular live streams from FM21. We'll also have a few Euros themed ones in the next couple of weeks as well, so it'd be great to have you along. And if you haven't already, please do go and check it out. But a massive thanks for watching. Your continued support as always as we move through the January transfer window with Real Madrid. It doesn't look like there's going to be any big signings, but there may well be a trophy to lift. And I'll see you next time to find out if we can do it.